Guys and girls, it's Know It time!
2 lines? Really? Alright. Oh. So guys and gals, today I'm going to be teaching you adding and subtracting. I'm going to add a few more lines. How about that? Because I'm such a nice guy. Rationals. Adding and subtracting rationals. Guys and gals, it's Know It time. Your favorite time of the day. Yep. Since you missed a few weeks in work experience, I'm going to add in a few extra lines. My gift to you. 1, 2. Okay. 3, 4, 5.
Wait, is this the same picture as like all the other years?
No. 2, 4. I'll make it even. Make it an even number. 6. There we go. 6. Adding and subtracting rationals. Now, in order for you to do this, it goes back in grade 8 when I taught you how to adding and subtracting rationals. So in order to do this sort of thing, it goes back in grade 8. So you got to know how to add and subtract fractions. For example, kid you not, everything we've been learning is just an extension of grade 8. It's no different. 1 over 3 plus 4 over 3. What's your answer?
5.
I hope no one said 5 over 6. Okay, I hope. If I hear looking for a eraser marker right now, you're erasing, I know you just said 5 over 6. It's 5 over 3. In grade 8, you may have said 5 over 6. And honestly, 50% of my grade 8s say the answer is 5 over 6. Okay? But over time, they realize that they'll see that 3 plus 3 really, the denominator doesn't change. So when you're adding fractions, the key is having a common denominator. Try this one. 4 over 5 plus 3 over 2. Here's another classic example. Please do not say 7 over 7. I kid you not. I guarantee if you give this to my grade 8 right now, half of them would say 7 over 7. Because why? Because they weren't really properly have enough practice with it yet. You guys have 4 years of extra practice to figure this one out. If I were to look at this right off the bat, I see that this is a 5, this is a 2. Pavin, what's the lowest common denominator? 10 is correct. And of course, I multiply this by 2, gives me 8 over 10 plus 15 over 10. Bada bing, bada boom. 23 over 10. No tricks. We're going to take this exact same concept. We're going to apply it to grade 11. I'm going to push you a bit more and see who can take it and who is going to fall. What if I say this? Simplify. And state your restrictions. So I'm going to take it a bit further this time. And I'm going to push you. See how many will fall, how many will get up. X squared over x minus 2 plus 3x over x minus 2 minus 10 over x minus 2. I'm going to pause it. Right off the bat, I notice one thing. My denominators are all the same. So let's start with my restrictions. X cannot equal to, what x not equal to? Whoa. X cannot equal to? 2. Cannot equal to 2. The reason why? We said this thing can't equal to 2. So now, I notice they're the same denominators. Let's merge them together. X squared plus 3x minus 10 over x minus 2. Some of you stopped right there. And I said you can go even further. Amar, what can you do?
You could do the x squared times
What are my two numbers?
-5 and
Well, sorry, I can't hear you. What are my two numbers? 5 and -2. Yep. Over x minus 2. And then you can go a bit further. Cross them out. Baby, bye, bye, bye. And all you're left with is? Whoa, no. That's it. X plus 5. We're not solving for anything. See, we're done. That's all I can do. See, there's no equal sign. We can't say x equals to -5 because we're not solving. All I'm asking you is simplify. Guys and gals, this is grade 11 level. Is it any different from what I did before? If you look at my stuff before, I didn't do anything different. The only thing that's different is now I'm using letters. Try this one. No, you're not ready for it yet. 2x squared minus x over x minus 3, x plus 1, 3 minus 6x, x minus 3, x plus 1, minus 8 over x minus 3, x plus 1. Your job is to two things, simplify and restrict. I'm going to pause it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these together because they're all the same denominator. See? They're all the same. But before I do that, let's say my restrictions. X cannot equal to... Ruby, what's one of them? What's one of your restrictions? 3 and -1 is correct. Now, I'm going to merge my fractions together because why? They're the same denominators. 2x squared minus x plus 3 minus 6x minus 8 over x minus 3, x plus 1. I'm going to look at the top, and I notice a lot of things can work very nicely. Okay, 2x squared minus 7x minus 5 over x minus 3, x plus 1. If you stop right here, I'll probably take off 1.5 marks. You gotta carry it further. I'm gonna pause. So anyways, if you realize the trick, this is it. Some of you say, hey, Mr. you can't factor this. That's your final answer. The reason why you can't factor this. Negative. Voila. You can use quadratic, but the whole point of quadratic gets you solves for x. Quadratic does not factor. Quadratic gives you a solution. We're not solving for a solution. And this, I'm going to introduce now how to, just a few more quick questions. Add and subtract. This is basic questions now. What if I give you a question like this? 2x over xy plus 4 over x squared minus 3. I'm going to ask you a few things. Number 1, find all non-permissive values. Permissive values. Question, letter B, simplify. And this will end up for before we hit lunch. What are all my restrictions going to be? Good luck. I'll give you a hint. X cannot equal to something. But there's one more letter. Y can't equal to something also. Your task is to figure out what is the lucky numbers it can't equal to. Harsh, what's one of them? X cannot equal to 0. Jessica, Y cannot equal to 0. Now, guys and gals, I'm going to have trouble with. A lot of students will have trouble with something called the LCD. If I look at this one, I have xy. If I look at this, it's x squared, and this is really a 1. The common denominator between all three, it has to have a y in it. The reason? Because everything has to have a y. Now, in terms of x, it's going to be x squared y. That's your LCD, x squared y. So we're going to merge everything together now. Now, the question is, what do you multiply this by to get your LCD? And you're going to multiply the top. So what do you multiply the bottom? And you're going to do to the top. Divya, what do you multiply the denominator by? Whoa, nope. You're not multiplying. You're going to multiply by x. Because you're going to ask yourself, what am I missing to get to my LCD? Okay? So if I multiply that by x, I got to multiply this by x. Now, I'm going to do the bottom. Mirage, what am I going to multiply this by? Y. So I got to multiply the top by y. See, just like grade 8s, I look for a common denominator. I play the game. Hartaj, what am I going to multiply 1 by? X squared y. See? I just look at it and I'm going to see what's missing. What can I add to this to make it the same? Guys, gals, go ahead and multiply it out. If I multiply this out, you get 2x squared over x squared y plus 4y over x squared y minus 3x squared y over x squared y. Merge everything together for me, please. Merge them. And if you merge them, you get 2x squared plus 4y minus 3x squared y over x squared y. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's your final answer. I'm going to pause it right here. Let's say I have, give you this y squared minus 20 over y squared minus 4 plus y minus 2 over y plus 2. A few key things. Number one, I want you to restrictions first. A, restrictions. Restrictions. B, simplify. This is the sort of thing you'll be working on. You got to be really good with this stuff in order for you to do the next section. I'm going to pause it. I walked around and for most part, a lot of you got the restrictions correct. You realize that, hey, look, you can factor out this part. So go ahead and factor. It's all about factoring. This whole section is all about factoring. The better you're at factoring, the easier this becomes. Y squared minus 20. Krista, what goes into factoring? Y plus 2. Y minus 2. See, nothing too bad. I keep it simple. Plus y minus 2, y plus 2. I'm going to do my restrictions right off the bat. Y cannot equal to 2 and negative 2. Done. Now, the next thing a lot of students have trouble with is something called the LCD. This is where I say who can't and who can't do it. Harsh, what's your LCD? Y plus 2 is not your LCD. No. Close. Malika, what's your LCD? It is correct. Your LCD is actually two things. Y plus 2. Y minus 2. Now, some of you say, why is this the case? Here's the reason why. If I look at this, I'll give you an example on the side in case you're totally lost. Let's say I have 1 over A plus 1 over B. Would you agree that the LCD is just A times B? Or AB? And that's the exact same concept. See, y plus 2 is there, but something is missing. And that's y minus 2. Guys and gals, now I want you to go ahead and finish this on your own. I'm going to pause it again and just let you have a... I had a good question. Student asked, Mr. Can I cancel this y minus 2 with this y minus 2? The answer is no. The reason why is because this is add. You can only cross things out if you're multiplying. So we're going to do the LCD. If you agree, look at this one. It's y plus 2, y minus 2 already. I can't do anything to it. But I can do something. I can multiply this by y minus 2, y minus 2. So go ahead and multiply. The left side, I can't do anything to it, so I'm only working with the right side. Y squared minus 20 over y plus 2, y minus 2, plus, FOIL for me, please. I want you to FOIL this out. What's y minus 2 times y minus 2? Take a minute and do this on your own right now. If you did this correctly, you should have y squared minus 4y plus 4 all over, oh come on, y plus 2, y minus 2. Look at what I did. I just FOIL. Guys, gals, merge them together right now and see if the things cancel out or anything happens. So I'm going to merge them together. I have 2y squared plus, sorry, not plus, minus 4y minus 16 all over y plus 2, y minus 2. The next question is, can you factor even more? I'm going to pause it. I can pull out a 2 right off the bat, and this gives you 2y squared minus 2y minus 8 all over y plus 2, y minus 2. But I can break this part even more. Go for it. Why don't we factor it? Okay. Again, nothing too bad. I keep it nice and simple. 2 times y minus 4, y plus 2, y minus 2, y plus 2. Guys, gals, you're almost done. Take it home now. Okay. Y plus 2 cancels out. Hey, look at that. What you're left with is something really nice. Y minus 4, y minus 2. Voila. Question, Jason.
So what if instead of taking 2 just times the 2 by...
Oh, what you'll be left with in the end is going to be 2y minus 8. Same thing. You should have 2y minus 8 on top, right?
No, I don't. I got the same thing except without the 2.
Sorry?
Exact same answer except the first 2.
Oh, except for the 2?
Yeah.
So let's say you didn't factor the 2 you said?
Yes.
If you multiply them together, you would get 2y, which is 32, right? And you have minus 8. What was it? Minus 8. Oh, sorry. Well, what am I doing? I see what you're doing. Give me 1 second. Come on, erase. So what you did was... Oh, here's where... Always factor out first before you do, if you can factor. That's the rule. Okay? Always factor first if you can factor. Factor a number first. Guys, voila. I'm going to give you one last question for you just to practice. And let's see if you can get this correct. 1 plus 1 over x over x minus 1 over x. Wow. This, actually, I'm going to give you a challenge question. I'm not going to use this as the challenge question. But I'm going to go over this in a second. This is example 3, but here's your challenge question. Good luck. There's a reason why I'm not using that. It's very similar to that. 2 minus 4 over y over y minus 4 over y. That's your challenge question for today. Simplify. You're going to do both. This is, what you get is this. You get 2 minus 4y divided by y minus 4 over y. Simplify. If you're to simplify all that, what would you get? I'm going to pause it. You're stuck on this, and I said the key was to simplify the top, simplify the bottom. I'm going to work with the top part only, and you're going to see how the top is done. I look at the top, 2 minus 4 over y. This is top part. Okay? I'm going to use a LCD on top. LCD is just y. This becomes 2y minus 4 over y. That's it. The bottom. Okay, I'm going to write down bottom. I'm going to do the exact same concept. No tricks again. LCD in the bottom is y. So what you should get is, if you simplify, you have y squared minus 4 over y. Okay? So I'm going to put my two fractions on top of each other now. 2y minus 4 over y squared minus 4 over y. I have a fraction divided by a fraction. I've taught you how to do this before. You multiply by the reciprocal. So we take the reciprocal of your second fraction. Okay. So what you get is 2y minus 4 over y times y over y squared minus 4. And you cancel out the y's, because when you multiply is when you can cancel. And a lot of you probably got up to here and say, hey, look, you have 2y minus 4 over y squared minus 4. You can factor out top and bottom again. So take a minute just to do this right now. The top part I can factor to 2. Y minus 2. The bottom part. Who haven't asked today? Sammy, what can I factor the bottom part into? Y plus 2, y minus 2. Remember, you want to take it as far as you can. And look what things cancel very nicely. This is gone. This is gone. And you're just left with 2 over y plus 2. Is it that hard? No, not really. Guys and gals, many ways of doing this question. I'm not saying this is the only way of doing it, but this is probably one of the ways where people can follow along. Your work. That's it for today. Not for now. Page 336. Numero. 3, 5, 7, and I don't want to make it too challenging. 10. That's it. Only 4 questions. I'm feeling nice today. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. And this ends part 1. I'm going to give you about half an hour to work on this, so you don't have a lot of work. I advise you to use your time, because tomorrow you're going to have a quiz on this, and if you fail tomorrow's quiz, you're going to just dig yourself into